Hi, this is Steve Spanoudis coming to you from, instead of Coral Springs, from Constitution Park in Deerfield Beach, Florida today. A place that's surrounded and filled with wild things brought here or grown from seed from all over the world. Hello to Kaikogan. Thank you, as always, for maintaining the space. Hello to the Wednesday night poetry community, a community I very much appreciate being a part of. My piece for today is called Propagating. I spent part of the day spreading seeds, something I never thought to do as a child, unless you count blowing dandelions. Growing up in midwestern America, nature was always a given and not yet imagined as a thing with needs. But I decided, somewhere along the way, that nature itself was due for some nurturing. The seeds were Plains coreopsis, and their scattered husks, newly harvested, will ensure the return of bright yellow flowers with brown centers, blooming long and prolifically, popular with small lizards and even smaller insects. My home does not look like its neighbors. Yes, there are a few palm trees and the colorful landscaping plants, favored by Florida realtors in the 60s and 70s, and still prevalent today. They're a minority, inherited from the prior owner, planted decades ago, and of no interest to local wildlife. Over time, one hurricane after another stripped away much of the tree cover, opening up the sky to sun and rain and providing me with a new canvas on which to reinvent my surroundings, to create an open invitation to life. Where once there was a monoculture lawn, flowering trees and shrubs now billow up, and a dozen beds spill wildflowers and our favorite weeds in all directions, powerful attractors for things that fly and hop and crawl and ooze and slither. My neighbors shake their heads at the tumbling milkweed, the beggar's tick and dog's bane, the frog fruit and water hyssop, the ricardia and the kuntis, the carnivorous passion flowers, the sensitiva and the green shrimp plants, and the mounds of narrow-leaved plantains. Things that grew here long before the conquistadores ever ventured forth to infest the New World with their diseases, their ambition, and their greed. Before the Puritans fled prosecution to find a new home where they themselves could become the prosecutors. Things that thrived here long before the Creek and Yuchi and Seminoles fought the invading armies to a standstill in their last stronghold, land so hospitable that no settlers wanted to steal it from them, until the Army Corps of Engineers sliced through it with canals and levees and drained it to plant orange groves and tracts of identical retirement houses. But where so many homes are urban deserts filled with pointless, purposeless foliage, mine is a year-round banquet for all manner of living things that revel in the abundant nectar and pollen and wealth of host plants on which to reproduce. For things that belong here and should be here, who have as much right, or more, to this place than we do. I cannot change the past. I can only do my best to ensure a stable future for a small fraction of the things that should be here. The butterflies, skippers, dragonflies, the swarms of bees, the woodpeckers, the ibis, the ducks, and the grackles, and the lizards, of course. I once tried to compile a list of all the different things growing in our yard. I gave up after 100 lines, realizing that counting or enumerating was unimportant. Life does not need to be tallied on so small a scale. Instead, I filled the role of arbiter, ensuring that in our limited space, the sweet potato vine does not choke out the cilantro, and the ambitious grapevine does not kill off the Dutchman's pipe, and the alfalfa gets along with the partridge peas, and the Spanish needles, most prolific of all things, do not take over the universe. This is Steve Spanoudis from Deerfield Beach, Florida tonight. Have a good evening.